Hey Aries, this is your July 2018 reading. I have to say that this energy kind of feels like a mixture of Taurus and a Gemini energy on what they normally would be like. I don't know about right now. Kind of the way they normally would be. I feel like first off, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, comment. Stop. Not everything's going to resonate. Check your sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, Scorpio, or not Scorpio, Jupiter if you want to. Don't make it fit if it doesn't fit. It can be flip-flop from what I'm reading. So if I'm saying it's one person, it could be the other. You know, I'm not going to go too much into this. Most people who watch these readings know what's up. Okay. So it seems like you have I know Aries have been through a lot. More than likely because Uranus was in your guys' sign for like many years. So, you know, it's now in Taurus, which Tauruses have been going through a lot. And I think it's maybe as it was coming close. I'm a Taurus, so I know I'm more towards the cusp of Aries. So I may have gotten some of it early than some other Tauruses. Maybe not. I don't know. But I know you guys have been going through a lot and figuring out a lot about yourselves, figuring out a lot about who you are, your identity, what you want in this world, finding your power again. And it's like, almost like you've been running a race and you can see the finish line. Now, we know, of course, life doesn't end like that. You still have to keep going, but you just almost feel this, this portion of the hurdle or cycle. I don't know. You could just see the finish line. But it's almost like metaphorically like you've been running with a book bag on your back that has 100 pounds in it of whatever. 100 pounds. 100-pound book bag. And you really like this book bag. It's a pain to carry though, and it is inconvenient. But there is something you like about this book bag that's unlike any other book bag. But man, is it a sacrifice to carry this book bag just because you like this particular book bag. Like any other book bag would be like weightless. But this book bag weighs like 100 pounds. And you've been walking this journey, carrying it, trying to hold on to it. But you like this book bag so much. But as you're coming close to that finish line, you're just coming to realize that I don't know, this book bag just isn't really worth the weight anymore. It's not even a book bag anymore. It's full of weight. You can't even put anything in it that you really need. All you're carrying around is weight. Can't even fill it with any good stuff anymore, anything useful. You go and start to like wonder and think like, why am I carrying around this book bag with all these weights in it? Like, yeah, I really like the book bag, but I mean, all I'm carrying around is weights. Like, there's kind of all this, like, new stuff that I like and all this stuff I want to do that I'm going to be able to get to when I get to this finish line. But I'm not going to be able to fill anything else in my book bag if I've got all these weights in it. Maybe even like you come up to a sign like towards the end of the race that says no bags allowed beyond this point, or no bags over 50 pounds beyond this point. Whatever. Bag search must be empty. I don't know. Take it however you want. But something comes across, some sign that is like, I can't carry this anymore. Either I can't carry this anymore, or this can't go where I'm wanting to go. And it's almost like this is like that last little thing that must be done or released or seen or something to get to the finish line. And the finish line is, you know, good things are over there. Almost where you could just stop, you know, like when you get done with a race, like say you're running a race or something, you can then stop and relax for a minute and take a breath and just, you know, I feel like there's some situation or person, career, whatever, that this is metaphorically pertaining to. In the center of your reading, you have the Tower card. You actually have 2 Tower cards. Well, actually kind of have 3 Tower cards. Something that I want to say you didn't see this coming, but what I'm more feeling is you were hoping that it wasn't coming. You were hoping that you could keep carrying this, that you could stop this from happening, that you could bring it with you where you're going. Whether it's a place, whether it's hopes, desires, whether it's a new career, whether it's just you living your life in your higher spiritual and your higher conscious state. But something happens that makes you realize you can't. You either can't at all, or you can't in the form or that it has been, or the cycle it's been running. It's basically it's either a release of something or a wiping the slate clean. I could take it as both. What's crossing you is the 3 of Wands. You're waiting. You're trying to carry, again, all of this with you. It's almost like, you know, here's him standing here. Here's almost like that sign I was talking about. Like, this is a barrier. And then if you look over here, there's like land. Like, that's your finish line. And you see that whatever you're carrying cannot make it across this water, this body of water, this river. But you're trying, though. Like, you're thinking about it. Like, you're waiting for something to come in, or you're waiting to figure out, like, how you can keep moving forward with it. Because it's like you've done a lot of stuff and put a lot into it and a lot of investment, and you just don't want to leave it behind. You want to keep waiting for it. Like, you might even be thinking, like, I can still move forward. I could still move forward and just wait for it, you know? I don't have to, like, carry it, or I don't have to let it affect me. I'll just either wait, or we'll just see what happens with it, but I can still move forward. Because part of me is still waiting, though. And this part of you, I'm going to change it now because I know I'm saying me. This part of you that was still waiting, it's weighing you down. It's holding you back. Even if you think you're still ascending without it, or going where you're going to go, it's almost like this tower has to come in, because where you're going, you can't carry this with you. You can't carry this weight with you. You can't carry the weight of it. You can't carry the expectation of it. You can't carry the worry of it. You can't carry the hopelessness and the hurt of it, and even the wishing of it. Your energy needs to be put on whatever it is that is at the finish line, or on the other side of the finish line. Whatever it is that is along this shore over here. Your focus cannot be on this in any way. In any way. Because your energy really needs to be in something else. And it seems like maybe this thing or person or whatever is so important to you and means so much. And that does not mean it's a good thing. That can be good or bad. But either way, it is so significant that you are not able to fully put your energy and your focus where it needs to go. Not completely anyways. And there's almost like a path or admission, or a mission, or somewhere where you're going that it cannot afford the weight of this. Whether this is to come back around or not, during this part of your journey that you are going on, you cannot carry this anymore. It needs to be released. You need to even take the lessons from it being released. But either way, you can't carry the weight of this. You can't carry the expectation. There can't even be that small part of you that is somewhere else. If it was some other person or situation, maybe you could. Well, obviously you could, because you have friends and stuff like that. But this person, this situation that you're waiting on, this is too significant. It has too much of a hold or a weight on you. And you can't do what you need to do while holding on to it. A butterfly has to come out of and release its cocoon in order to fly. It may have been comfortable at one time in it, but it needs to fly. It was transformed in order to fly. And it cannot fly with its cocoon or shelter that made it feel safe and that allowed it to be in the situations, to be in the right predicament to get into and transform into a butterfly. Because that's what the situation is. I mean, there might be more to it and whatever, but this situation is a huge part of what led you to where you are right now. That allowed you to become who you are in so many ways, which is a big reason why you don't want to let go of it. Because it's like, whether you realize it consciously or subconsciously, this situation or this person is almost like it's a part of you. It's a part of you that you don't want to let go of. Whether it's because you love that part of yourself, or you fear letting it go, or you've put so much work into it, or maybe you'll forget. Maybe you'll forget about the things you loved about it. Maybe you'll forget about the things you learned about it. Maybe you'll forget about the lessons that you got from it. And part of you is like, no, I love this and I want it. But the other part is like, no, the real reason you're holding on to it is because it reminds you where you've been and what you've been through, and that you don't want to go through it again. And this reminder helps keep you there. It also helps remind you that maybe you were right on limiting yourself in the past. This scenario may uphold that false reality you had for not reaching for the stars, for making an excuse why you didn't try and do better in your life, why you didn't chance or risk flying. Maybe this situation reminds you why you stopped trying to fly. And a decision must be made to determine whether you want to hold on to that false reality or not. Whether you want to hold on to all that baggage and not just keep your lesson and know that you learned from it and you're at a different place now. You don't have to keep going through the same lessons. You already learned the lesson. You're just not trusting yourself that you learned the lesson. Because you're holding on to it and you're not allowing yourself to grow out of fear of it happening again. And when you have fears of things like that, you create your own fears. So as long as you do that, you're right. You're absolutely right. It will happen again because you're holding on to it. Something in the past made you think that you couldn't fly, or made you think that whenever you started to fly, you always fell. And it hurt really bad. So you might as well stay on the ground. Because then that way, at least if you fall, it didn't hurt quite as bad as if you fell from the air. It wasn't a right perception. That situation wasn't supposed to work. It was supposed to be a lesson in your life. Again, whether this comes around later when it fits in your life or not, we're not even going to focus on that. So don't be sitting there like, oh, it's gone forever, or oh, it's coming back. Let's focus on now. Let's be in the present moment. Present moment. This is all we need to focus on right now. This situation wasn't supposed to succeed. It's not that you failed. It's not that you weren't good enough. It wasn't supposed to. You can fly, and you will love it. But as long as you're holding on and waiting on this, you will not be able to fly. And let's face it, it's kind of sucked since you haven't been flying, huh? Because let's get really real for a minute. Is this person or situation not what makes you feel like you're flying anyways? Isn't that why you're holding on to it? Because it was at one time what made you feel like you were flying and you loved it? But it's not now. It's not now. Why are you not transforming and letting go like a butterfly? Why are you holding on to something that's not allowing you to fly? And that doesn't mean it's their fault. It could just be yours. It could be your own perceptions. It could just be you waiting. They might not even be there anymore. They might be there, whatever. It doesn't even matter. It could be a job. It could be kids. It doesn't matter. Whatever this person or situation is, you are telling yourself in some way you are waiting because this is what made you feel like you were flying. But it's not now. But it's so weird though, because you're holding on to this because you're scared to fly, yet this isn't making you fly, yet you're holding on to it because you have some hope somewhere inside of you, well, this will make you feel like you're flying again. Like, am I the only one seeing this really messed up way of thinking here? Much compassion, much respect. I sympathize. But just think about it. You're not flying because you're scared to fly, because you're scared to fall again. So you don't want to take the risk on something that you know all up in here you can feel. Oh yeah, you could feel it inside of you. You could feel that it has your name written all over it. But you don't want to risk it because if you fly and you fall, that's going to hurt really bad. You might as well stay on the ground. But hey, in the meantime, we're going to hold on to this because I put a lot into it, but mostly at one time it made me feel like I was flying, but it's not now. Maybe it will one day. It hasn't in a long time, and man, it was rough what I've been through with this, and I've got a lot of uncertainty and fear about it. It almost makes me feel all twisted in the stomach, but maybe if I keep waiting on it, it'll turn around one day on its own. I'm going to carry it anyways because at one time this made me feel like I flew. But hey, wait a minute. This is a large portion of why I fell. This is a large portion of what made me think I couldn't fly. That's weird. Well, maybe I'll keep waiting. Maybe one day it'll make me fly again, and hopefully this time it won't make me fall. Even though you still can. Or is it that this situation might make you feel like you're flying, but you know it's not going to let you fly too high? Because, let's face it, I don't know what it'll be like at some other time, because we're in the present moment right now, but in the past, this situation was limited. Limited. So I guess that's why it's safe. That's another reason it's safe, besides upholding your reality that either you're not good enough or you can't make it happen. But sure, that's another reason it's safe, is that at least when you fly, you know, you're still close to the ground. Either way, this has to go. It's gonna go. What's in your foundation, or like the more distant future or past, is you have the Eight of Wands and you have the Four of Swords. So I feel like a lot was either said and or done that really put the situation in this waiting phase. This waiting phase. there may have been a lot of communication or actions either by or involving this situation or person or something else external that shined light on this situation or person. Whatever, however it applies. But something was said or happened that put everything in this sitting back, waiting, quiet phase. Maybe even going and healing, licking your wounds in a way, but waiting. Waiting. Maybe you even had some type of enlightenment or I don't know, download, spiritual awakening type stuff that really made you go like in a thinking meditative state. Maybe you had to heal from something spiritual that happened. Maybe spiritually or astrologically, whatever happened to you kicked your butt and now you're having to heal and think and rest. Maybe because of this, you didn't even have energy to deal with this situation or person, or you had a lot less tolerance. Because let's face it, you know, Aries is already all fiery and everything and impulsive and passionate. And if you're not feeling that hot, you know, there's probably a good chance that you're going to be a little bit more like snippety. So maybe that caused distance. Maybe you just didn't have time for this situation because you had like so much crap you were dealing with. That ends up being a great thing for you. Thank God. Thank you. But it still was a lot when it was going on. And it really puts you in this whole having to rest, heal, and reflect and just taking a time out mode. Reflecting on so many things. What you want to keep in your life, what don't you, what works, what doesn't. Whether this person was there and you had to deal with them or tell them to go away for a little while, or you were starting to change and they didn't like it and they told you to go a little away for a little while. Either way, you were going through a lot. There was a lot of self-reflecting. What do I do? What don't I? I need to rest. This has been rough on me. I mean, the Seven of Wands is like being defensive and being on a higher ground. The Eight of Wands is a lot of stuff happening. Like, there's nobody here. There's nobody causing this. So, yes, somebody could have caused it. It could have been communication. It could have been a lot of blah, 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 action, whatever. But this could have been just straight up, like, spirit, the universe, whatever, just coming in and being like, we've got some lessons for you. It's time for you to grow. And you did, and it put you out of commission. In a lot of ways, it put you out of commission. To where you just really needed to think and assess things. And you've probably done a lot of the work, and you probably have released a lot of stuff, and you probably have taken such great strides and done a lot of things. But there's this one thing. This one teeny tiny little but significant thing that you are just trying to hide in your back pocket or your sock or whatever hidden place you have that you're hoping the universe doesn't search in your belongings or on your person. You're hoping it'll fit through the cracks. You know, because it's still serving a part of you, or at least you think it is. And the universe is like, no, hun. No, it's not. And I see you. I see what you're doing. And because you did that, we're going to have to come in and do a little divine intervention. Because they can't come. In your recent past, like I said, you've done a lot of work, you've done a lot of clearing, you've done a lot of growing, you've done a lot of assessing, you've done a lot of what do I want, doing the work, doing it. You're feeling good. You know, you're feeling a lot better. You feel a lot better than this phase anyways. You've kind of picked yourself back up. You've found a lot more of your worth. Who am I? All of that. What do I want to do? What speaks to me? What speaks to my heart? And it's like, look, so you can feel this way because you've had some downtime and you've been away from this person. That's a huge reason why you feel this way. But look at you over here. Like, you're trying to be slick. You know what I mean? I don't know how well I'm going to be able to see this, but here's you and here's you. Like, yep, I found my value. I've got, like, maybe I'm starting a business now. Or I've got my new career venture. I'm on my path. I'm on my mission. Like, I'm doing my thing. I'm good to go. I got it. But look at you. Here's you. Like, can you see it? It's almost like there's a little person. A little child, or either way, just another person. Probably see the outline, but not see it real clear. It's almost like this is the person or the situation that you're trying to sneak in. Like, it's part of this chair. And if you don't look that close, you're going to miss it. You're not going to see it. So it's like you're keeping it safe right here, mixed in with all these other symbols on your chair. Like, it'll be missed and not seen. Oh no, that's just my chair. I just thought it looked cool, you know. But it's this that you're trying to sneak in. It's this that you're trying to sneak in your world going forward. And like I said, it can't. Because you're thinking like, no, look, I feel good. Look, I'm getting on top of my game. I feel good. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to keep this situation or person around, even if it's just in my thoughts for a little while. Just as even that little glimmer of hope. You know, what is that going to hurt? I feel good. I've done it all. But that's only because you've had downtime and this person hasn't been around. Yes, it's the work you've been doing. But think about it. Think about it. Is the work you've been doing mostly been on your own? Mostly been on your journey? Mostly been standing up for yourself? You can only stand up for yourself for so long before it starts to beat you down again. And I don't mean like in your life. I mean with one person. Because eventually you're either going to break or your energy is going to be spent so much on standing up for yourself only, and eventually that will break too, but it will be focusing only so much on that this becomes like this. Because the same energy that you were putting into becoming this, you're not putting into it anymore. So you become like this. And I just think, at least as of right now, this situation is not going to allow you to just be who you are and be doing what you were doing when you were doing this, and to be allowing your energy, where your energy where your energy goes is where it flows. So if you are focusing on spending so much time trying to like hold your boundaries, show your worth, blah, 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 all this stuff, like trying to save it, like I'll just show them. your energy, you're going to be given that back. The energy that's going to come back to you is going to be always having to show people, always having to prove your worth, always having to fight for what you think is right and your boundaries and all this and all that. And that's what you're going to be getting back. And that's why it's eventually going to break you. And eventually you're going to lose this luster that you've got going on. And then some part of you is going to believe it again. That's right. See, that's why it hurts to fly. That's why I never try to fly. Look at that. I was flying again. I was starting to fly. And now I'm not. But you're not because you tried to go back and wait and prove and show. And instead of going on with the same path that led you here, you tried to get there and then take a detour and be like, hey, hey, look what I've done. Look what I've become. Yeah. What do you think now? Chances are it's not going to work because, I mean, the only way that situation would work, honestly, is if so much time had gone by and the universe had worked for them to in ways that they had chose to grow. And if that's the case, that could happen, it's not now. This probably situation is something so significant that you guys cannot grow together. You will tear each other down. It's almost like that dynamic of, what was the movie, like, was it Hancock or Hitchcock? I think it was Hancock with Will Smith, where, like, I almost get that, like, twin flame vibe with that movie, where, like, him and, like, the white blonde girl or whatever, they were like husband and wife or something, so whatever, connected, that they couldn't be together or around each other for too long of a time, or they actually became weak. Like, they started to literally become destructible. Because they were like kind of superheroes. They were like almost close to being like not just like indestructible. You know, they could just do a bunch of stuff, and it was really hard to like hurt them. But when they were together and together for too long, the longer they were together, because it was so strong and so intense, and their attention was so strong and so intense on each other, that everything around them and what they had built and who they were and their powers and their resiliency and everything just started to crumble. It's just the energy was just so strong. They just couldn't do what they needed to do together. Like, can't grow together. I don't know how that situation would end in that movie. Like, normally, like, I'd have to make up my own, like, second part to the movie to do that. Maybe it could be a situation where, you know, you go and this is a new cycle starting for you. And this cycle does not include them. But our life is made of multiple cycles. So maybe there might be a chance that there might be some other cycle that starts that now they can be in, because they've also went through their cycles. And now currently where the intensity in your energy is, or what lessons you've learned, you guys can be a little closer to eye, where it's not a constant battle, where it doesn't wipe out so much of your energy to where you lose this. I don't know. I don't know if that's the way it's going to go. I wouldn't even think that way, to be honest with you. I would just honestly make peace with letting it go, with love and compassion, and just like think about yourself and your journey at this point and move forward, and to be honest with you, not look back. Because if it's supposed to be with you, it's going to be there anyways. It will come back. It will be yours if it's supposed to be there. And it's always here anyways. I mean, I know that's kind of like to say to a lot of people. It's true though. But, you have to trust. I mean, is it not like whatever you went through, you know, with this whole spiritual, this could have been other stuff in your life too, but those of you, those Aries who have been through a lot of spiritual crap, you know, I say that with love, spiritual lessons, has it not in a way been your trust that has led you here? I'm just going to take that as a yes because I feel that's what the answer is. And because of all that, it led you also to this status. Maybe you're even dealing with a Taurus or an earth sign. I don't know. Maybe there might be a marriage or commitment on your brain. But maybe all this has also led you to being there and helping other people. But it also made you see, like, you're just thinking more spiritually at this point. Like, the lessons of it, the trust of it. Just being able to tell people, you know, what you've been through. Maybe helping them through conflict. Any type of conflict. It doesn't even have to be spiritual. It might be this situation did something financially with you and you figured out ways to help financial situations and you want to be there for others going through rough times because you figured something out financially that really helped you out and you think other people should know that knowledge. It'll really change their life. Or just spirituality or awakening or relationships or just whatever, you know, like wanting to bring that knowledge that you learned from this whole situation to the world around you, whether it's just in your life or whether it's sharing with everybody else too. Chances are you're probably wanting like commitment from this situation. You're wanting loyalty from this situation or person. You really want to be seen to them. To be heard. And to really acknowledge just everything that you've been through. Not only in your life, but for them. I still also feel, though, that you're kind of conflicted about this, which is probably another reason why you need to let it go for a little while. Because, again, if you're conflicted about something, you can't put your full energy into what you need to put it in. And I'm not even going to describe what that needs to be to you, because you already know what you're needing to put it in. By this cycle that you're at, because you're at the end of a cycle. So by this, you're already knowing or having an idea what you want to do, or where you want to put your energy. You're already knowing, but you're still conflicted. And the reason I say that is I kind of look at this from a different aspect, because a lot of times, you know, the crowning card in what you're thinking is also, like, to me, a lot of times you're conscious. Conscious. So it's almost like, you know, consciously you're like, yeah, I want to show lessons to the world, but, you know, I really want like a commitment, or I really want loyalty. I want to be seen. I want to be all this, blah, blah, blah. Maybe even some of you want to be like he's almost looking like he's like, no, go away. Maybe you're even still pushing them away. Some of you might not be pushing them away, but some of you might and be like, nope, I'm not dealing with it. Not now. Go away. I've got things that I'm dealing with. But yet subconsciously, part of you is wanting to take action and part of you is wanting to just sit and chill and not take action. You're conflicted. Like, you're still conflicted. Like, this confliction inside of you is causing a problem. That's actually another huge reason why this can't stay with you. Besides whatever this person does, whatever hardships they cause, which is probably actually a huge reason to your confliction at the same time, because if they weren't doing that, you probably wouldn't be conflicted about dealing with them. But you are. You are. you're like, nope. But at the same time, you want commitment and you want loyalty and to be seen. But then down here also, you're like, I want to take action, but I also want to rest and I don't want to talk to you. There's a huge confliction going on here. In your likely future, you have the Six of Pentacles. So, yes, even give and take, because you realize you only really can have people or situations in your life that are about an even give and take. But this is also about balance. Like, you've got a lot about balance. And this type of confliction, this causes a huge imbalance inside of you. You really can't move forward or put the energy into stuff that you're wanting to do with this type of imbalance. And that's why you need to let this go. That's why this Tower moment is going to come in, because you've got such great things ahead of you and such things that you are just almost wanting and destined for. And, you know, unfortunately, yet mostly fortunately, somebody above you, including your higher self or whatever, knows better than you. And knows that you're not going to be able to obtain that. And even though part of you is like, no, I want to keep it around and take action with it, the other part's like, no, I don't. And there's going to be something, you know, the Tower moment that happens that helps you to where they have to integrate to get together and be on the same page, or even make it where it's not even an option for you to worry about. But I would recommend for you to take the lesson from this, because it would really be unfortunate to have this happen and have it be removed and not learn your lesson as to why it was there in the first place or why you were keeping it around. And then, you find the same situation again with a different face. And then guess what's going to have to happen again? This. Because you didn't learn your lesson from it. So when this moment comes in, whatever it may be, try not to look at it as a poor me thing. Try to look at it as why it's happening, why it had to go, and most importantly, why were you trying to hold on to it in the first place? What was it doing for you? Chances are it came from an old wound, a place of fear, of being alone, of not really feeling whole and complete, and like you'll never feel again like you did when you semi-flew with this person. It's almost like I get the vibe like you rode there, you went to a theme park, a really small theme park, and there was a roller coaster there that was kind of like a falling apart roller coaster. So some crazy stuff happened while you were on the roller coaster. It wasn't, some parts of it were really intense and fun. Some parts of it made you fear for like your life and what was going on and your safety. But you made it back through. You made it okay. But it's the only, you've been told it's the only theme park in the world. It's the only roller coaster in the world. And you're just so scared that you'll never ride another roller coaster again. And yes, even though it brought up parts that were scary, there were some parts of it that were so intense that you don't know if anything will ever compare to that again. You don't know if you could find that externally. And you pretty much think, damn sure you're not going to be able to find that within yourself. Because even though you're feeling like this, if you look, her value is still external to her. I believe the lesson of this tower is to find that value internally to you. Because as long as you're holding on to this, you are not allowing yourself to integrate the lessons and the thoughts of what makes that feeling be incorporated into you, that feeling comes from within you, and also your alignment to above you. Basically, your alignment, like you to the earth, you to the earth. There is no feeling better than that. There is no security better than that. But you're still externalizing some type of value. You still have not fully gotten the lesson you were supposed to go get from going through all of this. You got enough, you got better, especially considering you were really slammed to the ground. So yes, you are better, but there's more in store for you. And this situation is really holding you back. There's other theme parks and other rides for you to ride. They're going to have lessons. They're going to have their own things too. But still, you didn't even know they were there. You didn't have anything to compare it to because you tried to keep your focus just on this. No. There's going to be a balance, and there's going to be a give and take, and there's going to be something that really shows you this is like true happiness. This is something that you can really put together and form a happiness, either a family, a legacy for yourself, something that is going to keep giving to you over time. Maybe even the situation brings in some type of offering that leads to this. But either way, I look at it like it might also bring in someone who brings in an opportunity that can really grow with you. And it leads to this financial abundance, family, building of a legacy, something that constantly gives over time. Because this Knight of Pentacles, he doesn't go anywhere. It might be slow and slower building, but they don't go anywhere. They're constantly giving. This is a constant giving. And because it's constantly giving, you are maintaining this feeling, this Ten of Pentacles feeling. And because of that, you now are balanced. Justice is had. The scales are balanced. You are balanced. Your world is then more balanced. How you see yourself is the Empress. It's pretty much like this. But you see yourself as the Empress. You could also, again, still be waiting because the Empress is in receptive mode, waiting. But either way, you do know your worth. You might even be like so secure in your worth that you're like, I'm just going to wait on this situation because they're going to come back around. Unfortunately, the thought on that keeps you sitting here and not taking action either. So, again, you're supposed to be taking action, but you're sitting around. You're sitting around. Why are you sitting around? I don't know. Because now you feel good, but yet you don't really want to fly. So you're like, I feel good enough right now. And I'm pretty up there enough that I feel secure enough that this situation is going to come back around again. So I feel secure enough to just sit here and wait. I feel good enough. I didn't feel like I did a little while ago when I was slammed to the ground. So I'm feeling pretty good and I've got enough to offer. They'll come back. Yeah, they'll come back. Again, not taking action because you're sitting around because now you become content. Why? Because you're waiting. Which creates your downfall. I mean, so either something happens that creates your tower, or just you being in this moment and sitting there not doing anything creates your tower. It creates everything to collapse on itself, because since you did that and you only got up so far and you're still waiting on something that's not really that great for you and it starts to mess with your mind, it collapses everything. It wasn't that strong of a foundation. because you're still waiting. Like, the idea of this, the main idea of this was not to slam you to the ground and try to wipe the slate clean and have you rebuild just to get to the same place you were before or a little bit better. Like, there are bigger things in store for you. And that might be exhausting. You might be like, I don't really want them, but I don't know what to tell you. Like, sometimes you don't know what you want. You may think you know what you want, but you don't really know. But either way, there are bigger things in store for you. And it's just clear as day that this is not one of them. It can't be there right now. They may not even want to be there right now. Like, you may be the only one keeping them there right now. I don't know. This could apply in so many different ways. But either way, you're waiting. And I think that's the other thing too. I think the fact that you're waiting is what's causing your downfall that you don't even know about yet, in the sense of part of your subconscious feels like, because you're waiting, you start to get in your head like, I must not be good enough. I must not be that special. Oh God, this is gonna hurt. I don't want to get higher and fall. I mean, look at this. I'm already waiting. If I was that great, they'd be back by now. Like, this whole like nonsensical thing starts happening when you're in this sitting and waiting mode. Because like, then you're not in your body. You get too much in your thoughts, which is not an Aries-like quality. That's another thing about it that I didn't think about. Why are you an Aries, yet you've got all this earth going on? What happened? I mean, that's good. Be grounded. Don't get me wrong. What happened to your fire? Are you guys holding on to the fear of everything that happened? Are you guys looking at it like an earth sign would? I mean, I'm a Taurus sun, so when they invest in something, earth signs, and it just crumbles, it's heartbreaking because of everything they invested, like, practically. Are you just really trying to stay grounded and scared to get that mojo back? Because you're thinking more in an earth sign way, where you're like, I invested so much though. I put so much into so many things. And they just crumbled or were taken from me or constantly changed, or I just don't even know where to put my energy now, so I will just focus on feeling like okay enough to be, and just being able to survive. like you guys literally let go of your fire sign side of you in order to stay stabilized. In a way that's good. But here's what I see, actually. You will stay in this grounded, good, yet scared to fly, fear-based kind of thing as long as this is around you. Because as long as you're still thinking about this, somewhere deep inside of you, it has reminded you of when your world fell apart in some way. And you still have hopes, but you're not really realizing that by holding on to that, it is making you scared to fly. You are grounding yourself so much that you are not even in an Aries energy. I mean, you have the Empress, you have the King of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. Hold on a second. I need to clear some stuff off. Okay. So, you're feeling good anyways. That's how you see yourself. Abundant. Abundant and waiting. In your environment, or how others see you, is the Seven of Swords. So, like I said, you could be like, I don't want to talk right now. I've got other stuff going on, but you're still waiting. Like, trying to show your worth, set your boundaries, better come correct. But you're waiting. So they see you trying to like skip away and do your thing. However, I also get, you know, in your environment, like, I don't know. Maybe someone else is trying to, like, skip away. Maybe they already did, and that's why you're waiting. Maybe there's some deception going on. Maybe there's just games back and forth. Because I was kind of wondering, like, what caused the Tower card, the Tower moment, whatever. And you know, I just got this feeling of, because I'll show you, but you actually have like 2 Five of Swords cards. And a Knight of Cups. Like someone sharing their love, someone making an offer, but just conflict just comes from it. I am going to go on. I don't even know if this is where I should stop with it, but I just want to explain the Seven of Cups. I feel like something possibly happens, whether it's just a download and you get enlightenment, or somebody comes forth, or something happens, whether it to you, you to it. And conflict happens, bickering, arguing, stubbornness, just all in the head, coming like it's an act of love with the Prince of Cups, the Knight of Cups, yet it's just all about mental conflict. So this act of love that it either started out with or was masked by was actually mental conflict or manipulation or something of some sort. And it's almost like you saw it. Like either they see it and leave, but I think you see it. I think you see that you can't carry this anymore. Now that I'm looking at this, I almost feel like this tower moment was brought down by you. And you know it's coming. You knew it was coming. Because in your hopes and fears, you have the Page of Swords and the Two of Wands. Are you hoping to speak your truth and be able to rid yourself of this burden? Or are you fearing you're going to have to speak the truth and rid yourself of the burden? Or are you so conflicted, whatever, inside of you, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, that you hope and fear having to speak the truth and rid yourself of this burden, which is what I think it is. Either way, this sword is this realization that you have. This realization of what's going on, and also this realization that truly, like, you know, put your crown on. Or this realization that's going to keep your crown on. But either way, in your hopes and fears, is you coming in just like, just speaking your truth, cutting away, and you cut them away because, you know, here's the Two of Wands and here's the Three of Wands. And it's like now not only do you have the Two of Wands, but like you've got the world in your hands. And you're on a stronger foundation, like this sturdy foundation. You've picked the wand that's going to give you the world and not the one that is going to keep you restricted. Like this wand is bolted to this wall, actually. It's not going anywhere. Not at this moment, it's not. No matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, it's not going anywhere. And if you hold on to this wand, you're not going anywhere either. This wand gives you the world. And something happens that makes you see that. That this situation isn't going anywhere. And because you're like this, and you've learned some lessons lately, you don't want to not go anywhere. That wasn't even your plan anyways. Your plan was hoping that this person would be able to cross and grow with you. But you're starting to just really realize they're not going to grow. At least not at this moment. They're not. Like, something makes you feel that way. And you just come in just speaking your truth and cutting stuff out. Because you want the world. You want to fly. You want to have those opportunities. And you don't want to be held back. This tower moment is your doing. It could even look something like you really saying something and standing your ground, and the other person like, well, bye, don't ever talk to me again. Calling you all these names, lose my number, blocking you out, doing all these horrendous things. It could look like that. But it was still initiated by you because you stood your ground. You still caused this tower. Or it could just be you saying that to the person. Like, you know what? You know what? You know what? What am I doing? what am I doing? And you either just come in like, go into town, just, or you silently just walk away. Which may be what you're guided to, because Mars is retrograde. Mars rules Aries. It's the co-ruler of Scorpio. And a lot of times during this time, I think they almost like know to chill and sit back. Because it's just so intense, or just so in with your knowledge. Like, you just know. And you just know to like wait. Heck, it might even be the other person who does this. And because you're sitting back knowing what's going on and not just acting a fool these about 2 months that Mars is retrograde, you are watching what other people, including this situation, is doing, and they're coming in acting a fool. And you see. And you see. You see that they're still acting like a child. That they're still up to their same old games. And that they're not growing. You've grown and still had that just level of compassion that you were waiting on them. When I have to say, really, I mean, yes, it could be a twin flame situation, and something's keeping you bound, blah, blah, blah. I'm coming to find, even with a twin flame situation, that yes, you could still feel the connection more than like somebody who's not, or in a really spiritual connection. But the still staying around and dealing with this, that's not part of a twin flame connection. Like, I was really confused with that at first on, you know, people are like, oh, the twin flame will treat you good, and oh, the twin flame has full of codependency and narcissism issues, and this and that, back and forth. No. You could still be a twin flame either way, but that journey is not twin flame. Yes, it's a lot of times on the twin flame, but the twin flame journey is to know to ascend past that. You staying on this person is not a twin flame journey. I'm not saying you're not twin flames. I'm saying it's not part of the twin flame journey, or the purpose of the twin flame journey, to keep dealing with this. A huge portion of it is to grow beyond this, ascend past this, raise frequency past this, so that you could bring higher frequencies to the planet. It's to see your wounds. It's to see your wounds that kept you in a fear-based state, that kept you waiting around on this person, that even though you grew, you loved them so much you were willing to wait. Or to hold space. And you could still hold space, but if you can't hold space without having expectations, or without it keeping you even a fraction of your energy in this state, you've got to let go and have compassion. Let go. Not to mention, if this really is a twin flame situation, they're not going to grow beyond this until you let go anyways. But don't romanticize the situation if this is a twin flame thing and be like, oh, I'm holding on because it's twin flame. No, honey, that's not twin flame. That's codependency at its finest. That is fear-based mentality. And that is what this is all about, is to make you release that, because something about this is one of the last things for you to let go of. It is one of your deepest fears, one of your deepest wounds, that is going to possibly come up and show you something else even. You might either see this about this, or you might see something that happens when this person acts a fool, or when this person comes in with their trickery, that makes you see that you see what's going on. You see the pattern. You see the problem between the two of you. You see the hold this has on you and what it's from. And that it actually has nothing to do with this person anyways. It actually has to do with something from your past, before this person. which could be from a past life too, but more than likely it's going to be from your past before this person. Or this person might be somebody from your like past growing up, like a parent or something like that, and then you're going to see the pattern here. You're going to see what it caused in you and what it left and what wounds and traumas it created. And you don't want it anymore. Like you want to cut it away. Like you might even find like the wound. So I hope you find the wound, and not in like I don't want you to be wounded, but I hope you find it enough so that you can heal it, so that this isn't needed and you can truly walk away. But either way, you're going to find it and you're going to see it and you're going to walk away, because this lesson is no longer needed for you. It's no longer needed for you to grow. It's no longer needed for you to rise from the Queen of Pentacles to the Hierophant. It's no longer needed for you to rise from the Queen of Pentacles to the Empress. It's no longer needed. This lesson does not have to keep coming back around anymore. It is time for the cycle to close out. Your likely future, you have the Ace of Cups. Clarifying that, you have the Six of Swords and the Six of Cups. So, yes, you walking away, I don't know, could bring them back. I don't know. Let's think higher than that at the moment. I think that it's you finding your self-love, you remembering your self-love even more than what you already knew you had, and you move away from or to calmer waters, either away from this soulmate situation, nostalgic or childhood situation, or maybe something works between the two of you and you move towards them. I don't see that. I see you moving to calmer waters away from this situation. I also see, because this could be childhood stuff and nostalgia, I also see, you know, you removing an obstacle or mentally moving on to calmer waters with things that happened in your past. And I don't just mean this. I mean the wound that this is mirroring to you before this. Unless this is someone like a father, mother, brother, sister, whatever, from way childhood, whatever, then that would be this. But if this is something mirroring a past wound, then this situation, you not only are you going to move away from this, but you're going to move to calmer waters mentally from that as well, because you see something. You see some correlation. Some realization is had. And it brings you balance. I mean, your likely future is the Six of Swords with the Ten of Pentacles. I think this Knight of Pentacles, because remember you had in your likely future, you had the Six of Pentacles, and clarifying that you had the Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. I think this is also you. I think it's now you slowly moving forward. And actually that makes sense if you think about it. And I know this is a king versus a queen, whatever. In your recent past, you felt like the Queen of Pentacles, right? Now in your likely future, clarifying the Six of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So this moment, this tower moment, it knocks you down a little bit. It knocks you back a little bit. Because you rose to Queen of Pentacles status, yet currently something happens that has the tower moment, and it knocks you back to the Knight of Pentacles. However, In saying that, the Knight of Pentacles is the most sturdy of the Pentacles. It is the one now that is going so slow and so methodical and dotting in his I's and crossing his T's and is going in a balanced way that now you are able to be on your path to the Ten of Pentacles. This Knight of Pentacles, I actually mostly now see as you. Yes, it could be bringing people in that also offer you this. But first and foremost, and most importantly, this is you. This is you rising up again in a more sturdy way. And in a way now that you know what to do, what can be there, what can't, and what to focus on. What to offer, like what to offer your energy to that will lead you to the Ten of Pentacles. There is no more conflict and confusion about that. And it's actually not ironic at all that you have two Five of Swords cards here, that's mirroring your external when that's how you feel internally, is conflicted. And yes, even though you brought on this Tower card, or it may not be you, I get the vibe for a lot of people it's going to be you. Because I just think you can't ignore it anymore. You can't ignore this. Once you see, you can't unsee. Just because you caused the Tower moment doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Doesn't mean it doesn't make you reel back and be like, did I do the right thing? You know, what am I going to get my value from now? What am I going to wait on now? Like, because even though I was like at this status, you still had that thought in your mind that this is bringing you your Ten of Pentacles. And this Tower moment when you just realize it's not. It's not. Not at least in this cycle, it's not. And you can't get to another cycle until you fully finish and leave this cycle behind. And this person who has a hard time committing and being honest and faithful, who has a strong legacy and integrity to their self and their communication, this person is part of this cycle. It is part of this cycle that needs to be put to rest. It cannot be part of your next cycle, and we have multiple cycles. I'm not trying to just but I also don't want to give you false hope. When you go into this next cycle, your mind has to be completely free of ever waiting on this person. And I know that even goes against like the twin flame thing on having faith. Like, I don't even know what to say about that. Because it's about having faith and blah, 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 blah. And if you can do that and still do your stuff and have faith, and then maybe it doesn't have to be wiped out. But there are so many people that it is just so, it's so strong that like maybe you can't. Maybe you're being held back, and this thought needs to be eradicated for you to move on. And either way, I think it's something that's going to be so strong. You're just like, no. No. Do you know who I am? Clearly, you don't know who I am. And there's only one way for them to see who you are. Only one way. And by the way, it's not by you coming up here and acting a fool. Don't act a fool. Speak your truth, don't act a fool. Don't be impulsive. But I feel like there's only one way for them to know who you are. And that's for them to show you that if you're not willing to show me my worth, because I show you yours, if you're not willing to show me my worth, then I know where the door is. Or you know where the door is. Because you don't hold my cup anymore. I hold my cup. Like, you gave your cup away before. And now you found it. But you took it back. And now you know that you hold your cup. And even if you're not fully there yet, I mean, this person for sure doesn't hold your freaking cup. That you're sure of now. They don't deserve your cup. And like I said, even though you caused this, I mean, it still hurts. There's still a almost reality warp in your mind that's going to happen. There's still old emotions that's going to flare up. You are going to possibly go through a slight mini ego death. Because some part of you that was in a fear-based run place is going to be so pissed off at what you did that it's now going to be like, what? It's going to be freaking out. And you're just going to have to like, no, and be calm with yourself and just be there for yourself through that time while it's figuring out its new reality going forward, not waiting on this person anymore. Because, I mean, think about it. Like, let's be real for a minute. How long have you been in this mode? Do you know how to even exist anymore, not being in this mode? Do you know, does your mind even know how to process things anymore? Not keeping this in mind? Do you know how to make actions anymore? Not keeping this in mind? Do you know how to motivate yourself? Not keeping this in mind? Do you know how to go certain places or look in the mirror or daydream or draw or sing songs or any of that without keeping this in mind? Think about that. Think about the transition of that and why it is going to be a tower moment. This person was almost so much of who you are. They were so ingrained and integrated in so much of who you are. That's why this has to go. Go transform. Give them the chance to go transform. Because if it's that strong for you, it's that strong for them, and they can't do it either. This might be a tower moment for both of you. Either way, that's why this is a tower moment. It like blows your mind. Because this person was so much of who you were, and your actions and your thoughts and your hopes and your dreams, your fears. Hell, maybe even your DNA, your karma. All of that has to be transformed and released. But you do have victory in coming out of being stuck. Now you know what you want. Now you're loving. Now you know your worth. Now you're listening to your intuition. And you walk away. You walk away because you know spiritually you've got to find more. That it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You've ascended too much, which is really in a way like why this person might have tried to keep you down, maybe because they felt or knew if you got too high up they wouldn't be able to keep you down, and you just got too high up. It's not even possible. You can't unsee what you see. You've already seen enough that you can't even go back and be who you were before all this. And do you want to? You don't. You know it. But you're just now coming to the realization that I can't go back to who I was. I don't even want to. but I also can't bring this person along. I thought I possibly could. I waited long enough, and I hoped that they would get the message and grow. And you realize they haven't. And as of right now, you can't wait anymore. You know it's time to fly. You know it's time to fly. The Phoenix. You know it's time to fly. Ten of Swords. You can't be held back anymore. Queen of Cups. Again, now you see. Now you use your intuition. Now you know. Now you're enlightened. And that wind comes along to blow you on your path that you're already on. However, it's blowing you towards the end of your journey because it's about to start a new cycle for you. One of the things that you really want, things that you really desire, Knight of Cups for yourself, which bring you to the King of Spirals, the King of Wands. Uh-oh, I didn't even realize that. Look at that. You transform like the Phoenix. You rise from the ashes. You rise from the ashes after this tower. And lo and behold, lo and behold, I don't know. Anyways, what comes from it is the King of Wands. Fiery energy. Guess who gets their fire back? Aries. Yet you are still grounded. So, whoop whoop. Because that's a good thing for Aries. You know, that's a great thing for Aries to be grounded at the same time. But this is somebody who, yeah, they're passionate and they got their fire back. But because now they're on a spiritual path, they think more spiritually and from a higher conscious state. It helps ground them. It helps ground that fiery energy so they're not so impulsive, but yet it also gives them joy. Like they can now see that passionate, fiery, fun, adventurous life things again, but in a more realistic and grounded and grown-up way. Because you have the Lover's card, head over heart decision. And under that is one of your 5 of Swords. And again, your Tower card, Kali, the Tower. And what's describing those, what comes from it, head over heart decision. Just, you're at a conflict with yourself, but also it's mirrored in your environment. There's just too much conflict going on. It is just too hard to keep this around. You bring the Tower moment. It just, whoop. I mean, man. And you got to rebuild again. However, not all of what you did is going to go to waste. Not like you don't go from the Queen of Pentacles to the Page of Pentacles. Like you don't go all the way back. You just get knocked back one step. You go from the Queen of Pentacles to the Knight of Pentacles. So it's just a little step back. Because a lot of what you did that built you up to the Queen of Pentacles was sturdy enough, good enough of a foundation that this Tower could not break it down. So, yay on that. Okay? So, but yes, it does wipe a slate clean. It wipes some crap clean, and it knocks some crap out that does not need to be there anymore. And you rise. Screw a butterfly. You are a damn phoenix. Talk about talk about being limited that you couldn't even get to butterfly status. Yet now all of a sudden you are so confident and so like screw all that now a butterfly is limited to you because you're a phoenix. I mean, a phoenix can go so much higher than a butterfly. You're just done. You're being done with being held back. You are psychic. You are in tuned. You are just, you see things a lot better now. Thank God. And the winds are just blowing in your favor to keep you on your path and to push you past this cycle into your next, because you couldn't get there with all of this, but it's leading you to more of what you want. You can actually get more of your wishes granted. You're actually wishing upon proper things now, and not things that are going to make you scared to fly anymore, because This King of Wands, he's not scared to fly. He has got his fire back. That's cool. But yeah, again, I mean, you got the King of Cups, the Five of Swords, then you've got the Magician. It's almost like somebody comes in, whether it's you or them, causes conflict. They're offering love, but it's a face, it's a facade. There's conflict, or it could be you, but conflict comes either way. And it's like you just get it. Like, you now know what to do. When I look at him, it's again, like, both these have the same thing almost. Like look at their hands, like what the Hierophant's doing and what this thing's doing. They're almost like, no, enough. I don't want to be like, talk to the hand, because that's kind of old. But like, no, enough. Enough is enough. And you now have all the tools and the power to do it. This is the Magician card. Yeah, and like Mercury. And because of that, you know, you have the Aeon, the advanced cards. Like, you ride up. Again, here's the Phoenix. You have 2 Phoenix cards. Like, see him? This situation causes you to be like, enough. Enough's enough. Enough's enough. You know what? Boom. 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 Rise up. Here's the Phoenix. Rise up. They are rising up. They are advancing. All right, let's go to these other cards. By the way, this leads you to the Ten of Pentacles and the Death card. It's the end of a cycle. It is the end of a cycle. Creative new beginnings, awakening, new perspective, learning how to work together and work on things that actually work in your favor and provide cooperation for you. And you come full circle. Like I said, the end of a cycle. The end of a cycle. You passed the test. You ended the cycle. And now look what happens. The star. You are on your path, getting what you want. Hurrah. You could move forward to the next step on the path that you're supposed to be going on anyways, and the Wheel of Fortune happens, things turn in your favor, and it's the end of a hard battle. Justice is in your favor. You're now emotionally balanced. You're in tune with yourself. Just a little heads up. This may bring the person back around. This may even make them push even harder because you're like, no, and you saw the game and you stopped it. Do not back down. Don't change your mind. This person has to go learn their lessons and grow up. And part of what, like I said, this tower moment is not going to be just for you. It's going to be for them too. We're all players in each other's lessons in this game of life. Many people don't know that they can actually help their loved ones out or help them grow in the way they want to by them just being in their own power and loving themselves and not being an idiot about it, not being mean about it, and not compassionate, but truly coming from a place of self-love. Like, don't let this Page of Swords be in a way where you're just like being nasty about it. Like, be in a self-love way about it. Be in a, I'm on my journey. Like, this just isn't matching with my journey anymore. Like, it's just not fitting with me. I don't want what this has to offer. And I've waited too long for you to be like, and don't be like, for you to rise to my level. Like, I don't know. You don't have to say anything. You just can skedaddle too. But Just don't be like demeaning about it at the same time. Like, be compassionate. Everyone has their own journey, and have compassion for this person's journey. But it's just not in line with yours. It's holding you up. Nobody should ever be worth holding up your own journey. No one. No one. And I mean no one. I don't care who it is. This is your journey. This is your life, and for you to learn your lessons. For you to walk your path. If you're thinking about employment or self-employment, it says wait, don't rush into action right now, bide your time for better results. Self-employment, you're a born entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. You could either wait. I don't know if I would just wait, like this whole sitting around. Maybe like start to do stuff, but start very, very slow. And don't be discouraged if you kind of get knocked back a little bit. Like, I asked for clarification on why it was wait and self-employment. Like, why wait on that? And you got cheerfulness. You got misfortune. Here's like, this is pretty much the Tower card. This is like your third Tower card. And then you got, okay, I was about to be like, that's weird. Where did that other card go? But that was completely meant to be, because up by the Tower card, I didn't bring it because I already knew, but there was kind of like somebody who had a short-term sickness. And you go from being on top of your game with the cheerfulness card, Tower moment, and then you got like sighs, like, and then you got Milady, like this person again, like the other card I didn't bring up, short-term illness. So this, like I said, this knocks your back. It makes you not feel that hot for a minute. Just a minute. Which, of course, is it's logical to know that when you get knocked back from the Queen of Pentacles to the Knight of Pentacles. Of course, it's going to make you not feel that great. So that's why it's like, just don't go crazy putting a lot of stuff into it. Make sure you give yourself your outs or your time to where are you? To where you can still rest and not, you know, I don't think you should just sit and do nothing, but I think you should do something where it's like slow. It gives yourself kind of an out. You're allowed to rest. Like, just don't get too bummed out on yourself and not start it again or go to whatever, because you are going to have a little bit of a setback in your mood and how you feel and everything like that. And the whole reason this is happening is because it wants you to know that it's safe to receive in life. It wants you to be open. It wants to break your heart back open. It wants you not to have any fears or blocks. It doesn't want anything to hold back, and it wants you to not think about anything more that just holds you back and makes you not feel safe. Not feel safe to open yourself up or receive. And it wants you to focus on the right priorities. Because it doesn't matter what you've been telling yourself, even though you've been feeling this way, your energy is this. Your energy is this. It's this confliction. And it makes you not feel safe because of that, and your priorities aren't focused properly. Because what you really want is abundance. You know, and the universe is on your side. It's wanting to give you everything you want. It just knows that it can't give you full power as long as you're doing this. Because it's a lot of power it's wanting to give you. It's a lot of abundance it's wanting to give you. And it wants to make sure that it's focused in the right area. Again, Six of Stones, Six of Pentacles, all about balance. All right, let's pull a healing crystal card, and then you're done for July. I resonate with this. My midheaven is an Aries, and I am a Taurus that is more towards the cusp of Aries. So I get it. I really, really, really get it. It's going to be a good thing, and it's for your best. So just don't get bummed out, and don't be like, oh, Aries, July 2018, please. Don't lose your fire, because it's not always going to be like this. This is for your own good. It's a little setback because you got caught trying to get on the train with some baggage that you shouldn't have had. The train that's going somewhere new. Yeah, you can't. You can't do it. You gotta do it. It's a no. And it's for your own good, and you'll see why. You'll know why. So you have 3, which we'll do real quick. Trigonic quartz, the soul's code. I'm not going to hold this up the whole time because the image doesn't change. Holds the secrets of the universe and rapidly expand your awareness of multi-dimensions. Cosmic coding for the soul. You are an eternal spirit on a human journey. As a result, you may feel that Earth is not your true home, but remember that you are here for a purpose. That's right. This is helping you so you can really do your purpose. Expand your awareness, restructuring your physical and subtle bodies, beliefs, and realities. That is exactly what this is going to do. It is going to expand your awareness, restructure your physical and subtle body, beliefs, and realities. That is what you call a tower moment. Birth your soul fully on Earth if you feel alienated. Meditation triggers your soul's full potential and purpose. In reintegrating fragments of your soul, you bring about wholeness. That is exactly what this is doing too. This right here, this yes, no, this is fragmentation. I'm not saying you have multiple personalities, but multiple personalities is a very severe case of fragmentation. Fragmentation is a source of a slight type of mental illness. It's a mental dis-ease. This is helping you reintegrate fragments of your mind and of your soul so that you feel whole again. Recognize the multidimensional breadth of your own soul. Remain honest to achieve success. Remember, remain honest. Don't be crazy. Don't be cray-cray. Reach beyond apparent reality and karma. Let go of conflicts. Renegotiate soul contracts. Heal soul traumas and the etheric blueprint. Expel toxins from the physical and subtle bodies to download higher frequency spiritual energies and integrate the light body. You're going to be like releasing some toxins here. It might even be painful. It might not, but it might be. I mean, it's going to be painful. Don't get me wrong. There's no way you're going to go through this and it not be painful. But it allows you to where you can go back to like queen and empress status and not like take steps back again. Because when you got here, you missed this little very important step to let this person go. And let's just say that, I don't know, Saturn or Uranus energy or whoever, they caught up with you and they saw it. They saw it. Your soul provides everything you need for well-being. You have polychrome jasper. Is a shaman stone that assists with traveling between worlds, offering protection while you travel. It helps you remember why you are living on Earth. Like, this is going to also align you it's going to more align you with your purpose. Like, you're going to get in alignment. I don't know if you're going to go through another awakening or not, but I mean, at the very least, some illumination happens, but you just become very clear. You belong to a greater group, be it a family or clan. If you feel isolated, reach out to others out of strength rather than neediness. Reach out to the ones that uplift you. Don't reach out to the ones who continue this energy because it's out of fear. The stone offers you security. For companionship, choose an animal ally. Ground your efforts in the practical, everyday world. You have the gift of mediation and see all sides of an issue. Big changes are in the offing. Concentrate on practical outcomes. Be down to earth, but pay attention to your dreams. Balance your emotional energies and nurture yourself to find joy. Find your power ally and stay under its protection and guidance. Give assistance to others who seek freedom. Guard against giving away your power. Dis-ease arises out of ancestral distress carried in DNA. Healing and forgiving sent down your family line replaces this with well-being. And that's funny because that's actually what I was saying when I was like, this person is like part of your thoughts, part of who you are. And then I was like, probably even part of your DNA. Like, they probably were like a huge portion even of this person coming into your life, whether it's done or not, and will come in another cycle. I don't know, who cares, but is because this is a way for you to release karma, ancestral karma. That's, you know, it's kind of crazy that I actually said that, like, might actually be a part of your DNA. And then maybe a reason why, like, it may be painful as well. All right, so last one, you have the Herkimer Diamond. Instant energy. That's right. This is the same energy. This is going to align so many things within yourself and just what you know. You're just that whole level of, oh, I'm feeling better, but I wish I felt a little bit better still. Like, you still feel slightly drained. You still feel like you're still tugging a little bit to get going on things. Yeah, that's going to be gone. You're going to be so aligned. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're blocked. Like, I know I'm blocked here, and I just feel like when it comes through, it's going to be like, phew. So, I mean, this may be like another part of your awakening that just opens up and goes through the rest of it and really aligns you with spirit. And when this is like blocked off up here, I mean, you're just cut off from a lot of energy. So, I'm just saying, I don't know. But anyways, this guy knows all about energy. Because of this, and it brings you back to King of Wands status, that's, you get your fire back. Instant energy. Powerful energy generators that access and release past life transformation. Herkimer diamonds make excellent shields against geopathic stress and EMFs. This crystal works beyond the physical levels of being to bring harmony to the energy bodies of the soul and the soul. It's all about harmony. Keep careful note of your dreams as they reveal the underlying cause of your dis-ease. You may be particularly sensitive to EMF frequencies, radioactivity, and detrimental earth energies. You may also be physically sensitive and need to clear a blocked third eye. Check that you are not living on a negative earth energy line. You may be addicted to your tablet or mobile phone and receiving detrimental vibes therefrom. Screen yourself appropriately. High vibration, high impact energy can dramatically change your world. So this is like the third card that I have read. I'm pretty sure the Herkimer Diamond and the Polychrome Jasper both talked about pay attention to your dreams. And then I know previously when I read about this deck's version of this card for the Companion and King of Spirals, which is the King of Wands, it talks about being of assistance in dreams. Like, this is actually a good card, they say, to like lay by, you know, your bed and stuff, because they assist you and bring guidance in dreams. You have 3 cards about pay attention to your dreams. So pay attention to your dreams, okay? Because it may give you like messages. It may clue you into stuff you're releasing or needing to release. Maybe things in your past life, like messages, guidance, tips, clues, whatever. Pay attention to your dreams, okay? that's it. I'm going to end that here. I hope you guys really received your message on this. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. Really comment. Let me know if this resonates with you. I feel for you guys. I really resonate with you guys. But I'm not going to play victim mentality on this, and I'm working on not doing it with myself as well. I'm going to focus on being grateful, and it's been rough, but so far the journey has been pretty beautiful too, and trusting. Every time I trust, it has led me to something great. So, you know, if this happens, whatever, and even if I do it, like, it's for my betterment. So either way, keep your head up, and even if you get knocked back a step, it's only because that little part of yourself wasn't on a firm foundation, and it was just tweaking it for you. It was a little gift of love, and love sometimes is painful. Not a codependent way, in a growing kind of way. So it was just a little bit that needed tweaking for you, because you tried to get on the train with some baggage you shouldn't have. So anyways, I love you guys. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. Let me know what you think. Tell me your story. Does it resonate? Whatever. I hope you guys have a good July, and get through the eclipses and everything. Good. But, you know, take your lessons and leave the rest. I love you guys. Bye.